and welcome to Old Trafford and Match of the Day. And for many reasons, I'm more than pleased to be here tonight. Not the least because there's a cracking Canon League fixture in prospect between Manchester United and Arsenal. Both, no doubt, doubly determined to make their mark on the league, because after what happened in midweek, it won't be their players who had their hands on the Wembley Pointer in March. Tonight's game will be a test for both clubs' capacity to absorb and overcome setbacks, including injuries, a quality essential for champions. Now, this was the Arsenal team which last won the championship in 1971. Their double year 13 years ago. I'm sure you'll spot a certain Mr. Bob Wilson there, a Scottish international keeper to boot. As for Manchester United, they have to go back 4 more years to 1967 for their last league success, with the inspirational qualities of our Bobby Charlton, now a director of United, among his illustrious colleagues. And if Manchester United or Arsenal do make it in 1985, it could well be by a margin of less than the 3 points available tonight. So much at stake, a point not missed by Bobby Robson, our guest tonight, watching some of his England players in fierce opposition. Now, what does that feel like, Bob?
Oh, well, I don't mind that. I mean, that happens most Saturdays anyway. I don't expect them to be giving any presents to each other anyway. I think they'd be fairly mean. There's too much at stake for both sets of players and both sets of clubs anyway, particularly after the last 6 days.
The going tonight is as good as it was at Sandown this afternoon, but a little wetter on top. I should explain it's pouring with rain here. How's that going to affect tonight?
Well, I think the players will love it. A wet top, I think, produces skillful football. It's a night for sliding tackles by defenders. Generally speaking, it's a night for forwards who can dribble and can run with the ball and can beat people. We've got those sort of players on view tonight, so the prospects are very good for a good game.
So you, as an ex-attacking player, will be licking your lips at the prospect of that ground.
That's right.
What about Manchester United and Arsenal's chances? Who do you favour in the long run?
Well, it's too early, I think, to make predictions about championship winners in November. There's far too much football yet to be played. Liverpool gives everybody a bit of a chance, but they're not out of it, as you know. Certain managers have said that Liverpool are the club which can hit a 20-match or a 15-match run. I believe that too, but at least some clubs have got away, and I think certainly the two teams tonight have got every chance of lifting it this year for the first time for many a day.
Arsenal seem more affected by injuries, perhaps, than Manchester United. Manchester United got a stronger squad.
Well, I mean, that's obviously going to be the telling factor with every club in the first division, I think, as to who wins it. Not so much the players who play regularly, but the players who come in. I had that problem with Ipswich. I think that cost me championships on 2 or 3 occasions. We just didn't have the strong backing and the long squad situation. Arsenal look a little bit thin, look to have 12 or 13 very good quality players, but you need players in 14, 15, 16 and 17 positions.
Or a bit of luck to carry on with those you've got.
You need those as well.
Well, we'll see who has the luck tonight. For the moment, let's join your match commentator, Alan Parry.
And it's been a difficult week for both teams, but it hasn't stopped the Old Trafford faithful turning up in their numbers again. For the 13th successive season, Manchester United are currently the best supported club in Great Britain. Their crowds average 52,000, up by 10,000, would you believe, on last season. And those kind of figures have helped United to announce just a day or two ago profits of over £1.5 million. But it has been a traumatic week for United with those 2 defeats by Everton. The 5-0 league reverse was Ron Atkinson's worst result as a manager. And as Brian Robson leads Manchester United down the tunnel, he knows, and so do his teammates, that this is a critical night. A view that the supporters rarely see, the long downward tunnel, and then the roar as United take the field. Manchester United 6th in the table with 20 points from 12 matches, currently 5 points behind Arsenal, but a win tonight will move them up to 2nd place. Arsenal, of course, are the leaders and led out by their captain Graham Rix, who still has problems with an Achilles injury. Arsenal top with 25 points from 12 games, 2 points ahead of Everton. And as we were hearing, it's back to 1971 you have to go to find the last time that Arsenal won the league title. That, of course, was in their double year. night which has done nothing to alter Manchester's reputation as a rainy city. But an important night for John Luckic, who takes his place in Arsenal's goal tonight in place of Pat Jennings. That hand injury, which has bothered him for a week or two now, keeping Jennings out, and Luckic plays only his 5th league game for Arsenal. Manchester United return, and it's a happy return for Frank Stapleton. He's their only change, in fact, from Tuesday night's defeat by Everton. He replaces Alan Brazil, who has flu, and teams up again with Mark Hughes in a combination that United haven't been able to field since the end of last season. Jesper Olsen has recovered from an ankle injury which forced him to go off at half-time on Tuesday. But Frank Stapleton plays his first full league game for 6 months. He had a knee operation in the summer. Incidentally, he scored in both matches against his former club Arsenal last season. Well, Arsenal themselves are forced to make 2 changes from their midweek Mill Cup defeat against Oxford. Luckic in goal for Jennings, as we mentioned, and Paul Davis comes into midfield to replace the injured Stuart Robson. And incidentally, I was talking to the Arsenal manager, Don Howe, before the kick-off. He says that they won't really know just how serious Robson's knee injury is for a couple of days yet, until the swelling has gone down. So he unable to take his place tonight, but it's still a match full of some of the best personalities in the game.
Well, indeed, and in the United side, Jesper Olsen, Bobby Robson was talking about hearing him on Radio 2 and how intelligent he was and how well he used the English language, never mind being a Dutchman. And he shows that intelligence in all of his plays. A beautifully balanced player. He can take players on, he can link with them and pass and provide crosses and score goals, and could become one of the most popular players to compare at Old Trafford with the great favourites really of the past. Jesper Olsen, a £500,000 buy, well worth watching. Mark Hughes, the one who I've had my eye on for some time. If United are to win the Championship, I have a funny feeling it's this man that's going to be the Ian Rush of United, not maybe some of their higher-priced front strikers. What I liked about him, he doesn't only score goals, but he can make passes to provide goals for others. He's very, very aware and sharp, and he's got a lot of courage and strength. Look at the muscles in those legs for a young man, 21 years of age. Quite a prospect for the future, and the man who might well win the Championship for Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, having their main problem, shall we say, trying to find a role for Charlie Nicholas, and they seem to be solving that problem. He's been electric in midfield, making transfers for others rather than perhaps snapping some of them up for himself. But a new role, really, and a new energy. And there's the man who everybody thought might be finished, but as chairman of the PFA has re-emerged as a player of some enthusiasm. We've always known that. But penetration, because he's been allowed a freer role and has played a part in lots of Arsenal goals. There are some of the personalities, but what a match in prospect.
Thank you, Jimmy. And tonight's referee is Trelford Mills of Barnsley. This has long been one of the biggest fixtures in British football, but with so much heavy backing for both United and Arsenal in the League Championship race this season, it has even greater significance than usual. Manchester United then kick off, attacking from right to left. United in the white shorts, Arsenal in a change strip of yellow shirts and dark blue shorts. It's Allinson. And that was Robson. Moses for Manchester United. Bringing Strachen straight into the game. And a good run too by Stapleton. Welcome back by the Stretford end with his first kick, but Sansom intercepts. Hughes came towards Kidman, taking the throw. This is Ricks. And the ball will clearly skid off the turf tonight. It has not stopped raining all day in Manchester. And Old Trafford's pitch obviously very, very wet. Moses in with a firm challenge on Nicholas. This is Albiston forward, but over Robson's head. Arthur Albiston, it seems incredible to realise, has been a first-team regular for almost 10 seasons now. And John Luckic, by contrast, playing only his 5th league game, and that right knee, as you can see, heavily bandaged. He has a flake bone in that knee. Didn't stop him finding Ricks. Sandson's challenge on Strachen, turned forward by Gidman. Luckic, despite his inexperience in Arsenal colours, played around 200 matches for Leeds United, so he knows all about the big match atmosphere. Sanson forward. Robson's interception, and the measured ball back to Bailey. Hughes jumping at it. Robson. Stapleton's back heeler almost came off, but Davis was in the way. Young Paul Davis in for the injured Stuart Robson. Moses. This is Strachen. Gidman. Good running by Hughes. Robson under pressure from Talbot and given away, and the linesman has flagged offside against Tony Woodcock. This is Hogg. Hughes was the target, and he won it in the air too. But again, the ball just skidding quickly off the wet turf, and Strachen unable to reach it in time. Ricks for Arsenal. This is Nicholas. Alberston. Straight to Anderson, though. O'Leary quickly across to cover, under pressure from Olsen. And that pressure was enough to force a United throw. Hughes came to meet it. Good control on the chest, and thanks to Anderson's tackle, United have a corner, which is the signal, as ever, for Graham Hogg, the number 6, to move forward. There he is, taking up a position on the near post. Taken quickly to Olsen. And another corner off Davis. And an early firework at the Stretford end. Good-looking kick, and it was Ricks' head that met it first, so that's another corner. Cleared everyone, nodded back. Hogg couldn't control it quickly enough. The shot through, and it's in! Robson has scored with only 5 minutes gone. What a start for Luckic. But the Stretford end will feel no sympathy at all for Arsenal's standing goalkeeper. It was Strachen's flighted corner that started the problems. A lovely little nod back there by Moran. Hogg couldn't control it, but Robson could, and the left foot shot finding the corner of the net, possibly off an Arsenal defender. It really was a superb knockback into the centre which started the problems, and Robson finding the net. Luckic unable to stop it. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 0, and the England and Manchester United captain gives the home team a perfect start. Here's Anderson. Woodcock did well. And it's certainly worth that type of shot on a night like this, skidding along the ground, and Bailey was unable to hold it. Bailey's turn to face the pressure of a corner. Nicholas knocking it back in. This is Woodcock. Talbot tried to come and meet it. It was won by Hogg. And Strachen leads the break for United. And what a fine ball. Hughes. Robson's kept going forward, but Hughes rather overhit it. But Robson again doing what he does so well, arriving late in the penalty area. Woodcock. This is Nicholas. A challenge by Moses. Robson. Olveston continues the attack. To Olsen. And Olsen willing to work hard to win it back. Kidney. Hughes again, good running, making the space. Here's Gidman. In towards Olsen. And the header behind, but Jimmy, what a good start for Manchester United.
A start really to soothe and ease all the nerves, because they must have been a little frenetic too, trying to get back on the winning trail. Olsen's header there, I didn't want to mislead you as to his nationality in talking about his Dutch speaking. He joined the club, of course, from Amsterdam, Ajax, but is in fact a Dane. But Dane, Dutchman or Englishman, he certainly is a man who needs to be watched most carefully. An impish, exciting player, Jesper Olsen.
Hogg going up well. Anderson. Olsen intercepted. It was just too far ahead of Hughes. Sansom. Straight out of play. Forward by Caton, but again it's a Manchester United throw. An enormous throw by Gidman. Caton following it, but it's gone out. Clearance was aimed towards Woodcock. Moses for United. This is Strachen. Gidman on the outside. Offside, Frank Stapleton. And it's been a day of incessant rainfall in Manchester. Sansom. And Arsenal just trying to calm things down again after the early setback of a fifth-minute goal by Manchester United. Straight to Gidman. Moses did well because it was a very tight position he received the ball in. Hughes chasing here. But O'Leary's always been one of the quickest defenders around. 10 minutes gone. Manchester United lead by 1-0. Caton for Arsenal. Looking for Allinson. It's Hogg's interception. Davis letting it run on. But the return from Hughes just kept in by Olsen. Such an exciting player. Robson's shot. And so difficult to contain when Olsen is in full flight as he was then. O'Leary letting Nicholas take over. Talbot's made a run in the inside left position, but the ball overhit. This is Gidman. Davis concedes the throw. Sansom, and the foul given against Hughes for climbing on the Arsenal fullback's back. The referee not happy that the kick was taken from the correct position. Hugh going for the ball again and winning it. Here's Moses. Olbiston. Moran comes to collect from the goalkeeper. Olbiston. This is Hogg. Now Olbiston again. Olsen. Hughes tried to return it to him, and in his haste to intercept, Davis mishitting the back pass as it was intended to be anyway to Luckic, and United have a corner on the same side as that which produced their goal. And Hogg and I'm sure Moran will play a part once more. Strachen again. Looked like a foul. The referee having the word with Graham Rix as the kick is taken quickly. Olsen. Rix winning it back fairly this time and then giving it away to Strachen. Moses. Just wouldn't work really for Hughes as he tried to lay it off again, and a scrappy but very competitive period of play as Nicholas eventually gives the ball away. There's no doubt that Manchester United, for all their silky skills, can also compete very hard, as many teams have found this season. Here's Gidman. Strachen making the run. Sansom's interception. Talbot for Arsenal. This is Anderson. And Robson really made life difficult for the Arsenal defenders then, and this is good play by United, harassing the Arsenal men in possession. And Brian Robson working so hard then to make life uncomfortable for the Arsenal men at the back. O'Leary was one of them. Talbot. And again, United proving their willingness to chase and work hard. Robson's tackle. Talbot. Anderson. Offside. Woodcock the victim. But Jimmy, there's no doubt that skill alone is not enough to make a championship side, and United have plenty of other qualities.
They have indeed, and Arsenal need to have some qualities at the moment, because that goal was like a blow in the solar plexus in boxing terms. It really knocked them back, and they've shown signs of a bit of self-doubt. I mean, one might easily blame the goalkeeper situation, but nobody won that header for the goal, and they were very slow to close down on Robson. So not quite this side that were running away with the things at the top of the table a week or two ago.
This is Strachen. Stapleton battling hard as Strachen comes to help him again. Gidman on the right. Moran. Robson. Good ball on. Hughes taking it well. Feeding Stapleton, unless Sansom gets there. Stapleton for Manchester United. O'Leary winning it, but it nearly dropped kindly for Manchester United. Olsen, but the whistle had already gone for Talbot's foul, and again United quick to take the kick. Davis read it. Manchester United are penning Arsenal inside their own half at the moment. A very encouraging start by the home team. This is Strachen. What a good layoff by Hughes. Gidman. Well, the intention was to find Stapleton, but John Gidman, in for the injured Mike Duxbury, got it wrong. Oram battling away then with Woodcock. Davis in possession, feeding Ricks. Woodcock. Nicholas is unmarked inside the penalty area, and he spotted him. Nicholas letting it run, and Robson was the United player to intercept. Hughes, under pressure from Cater. Sansom. Nicholas letting it run again to Davis. And a good ball too for Allinson. Woodcock is with him. The high ball towards Talbot on the far post, but Albiston followed it all the way. Talbot doing well, and Albiston doing even better. Moses. Strachen. How well United used the full width of the pitch. And Moses, a tiger in the tackle as ever. Gidman has Olsen outside him, but dwelt a little too long, perhaps. The ball played towards Allinson, read by Hogg. And United so neat in defence. Albiston. And O'Leary let it go, knowing that Sansom was behind him. Talbot. Allinson chasing into the corner. Just kept it in. Hogg is with him. Did well to make the cross. Ooh, and Strachen a little clumsy. Well, Gidman, in trying to prevent it from going for a corner, only succeeded in helping it over the line, but Strachen certainly misplacing his attempted clearance. The corner again taken quickly. Lifted in towards Caton. Came off Moran's head. This is Nicholas. Well, Davis hesitated, which enabled Moses to collect and feed Olsen. Strachen has made an enormous amount of ground, but what a great through ball. Hughes. Luckic, you have to give him credit, as Olsen played that ball through. The Arsenal goalkeeper cut down the angle superbly and was in exactly the right place to save what admittedly was a rather weakly hit shot along the ground by Hughes. We've had 20 minutes and Manchester United still lead by that Brian Robson goal scored after only 5 minutes. This is Caton for Arsenal. Nicholas. Ricks. It's an Arsenal throw. Ricks again. Davis. And O'Leary. Ricks. Good ball. O'Leary continues his run, but Gidman with a fine interception. Stapleton. Strachen. This is Albiston. A little flick header by Olsen. O'Leary under pressure, found Talbot well. And Talbot running tirelessly, having won the ball, is now in support on Sansom's left if he needs it. And now Talbot again. Nicholas. We have Woodcock and Allinson in the centre here. Sorry, Allinson on the ball. It was Woodcock and Ricks in the centre. Talbot's interception. Caton. And Hogg with the header clear. Olsen. Forward for Strachen, but too far. Strachen, Gidman, Hughes. O'Leary's challenge. Nicholas let it run, but that was a mistake. And Gidman spotting the unmarked Olsen on the left. Olveston. A good layoff again by Hughes, but Nicholas with the interception. Now Talbot for Arsenal. Woodcock moving into the space, but Moran read it. And very neat defending. Kevin Moran spotting the danger. This is Moses. Olveston bringing Moses into play again. Gidman on the right. Allinson concedes the throw. Robson. And United perhaps rather over-elaborate then. Nicholas. Talbot's made an enormous amount of ground to his right, but the ball that tried to find Woodcock was an inaccurate one. And so too was that. Olveston intercepts. Hugh. And Hughes turned appealingly towards the referee, feeling that there'd been a slight push then by O'Leary. The play continues with Sansom. Woodcock. And the referee, although he took a while to make up his mind, does give the free kick. This is Ricks. And the ball, I'm sure, came off the Arsenal man, although Caton was claiming a corner. It's a goal kick.
Well, United are not really going for a knockout blow in a strange kind of way. They're still being patient, and one feels that Arsenal have clawed their way a touch back into the game. They haven't got the goal that will turn it, but they've got their composure back a little bit now and their shape. And they're looking for that opening with Talbot, an inspiration there behind everything, trying to get the machine moving.
There's 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Arsenal had won 8 of their last 10 league games, but lost at West Ham last Saturday, then of course in the Milk Cup at Oxford. A difficult week for both these teams. And which of them, I wonder, will bounce back to end it on a high note. United leading 1-0 through Brian Robson. Olveston's tackle was a good one. This is Hogg. Olveston. Down the line for Olsen. And O'Leary clear at the expense of a throw. Olsen. Straight into Anderson, who slipped but kept the ball. The header on by Allinson into no man's land as far as Arsenal were concerned. Gidman back to defend. This is Hogg. Hughes. A mistake, giving the ball straight to Nicholas. And Arsenal profit from it. Talbot. Sansom wanted it short and gets it. Ricks is on the left. In towards Nicholas. Well, Nicholas moved quickly onto the through ball, but I think it skidded at the vital moment as he prepared to hit it, and hence the shot was very inaccurate by Charlie Nicholas's standards. O'Leary climbing all over Hughes as they grapple for that high ball. Olsen. Well, the 1-2 would have been effective, but Olsen was brought down before he could run on to Hughes' return. Luckic marshalling the defensive forces in front of him as Hogg is pushed forward on the far edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Moran's up there too. Olsen and Strachen, the two players over the ball. Flipped in by Olsen, a good-looking 1-2. Hughes. Oh, and the goalkeeper missed it. And it was so close to going in. Allinson, I think, was the player who will breathe the deepest sigh of relief. Hughes clipping it into that crowded goal mouth, and it came off Alisson and hit the top of the upright. Oh, Luckic came and hesitated again, but there was a flag for a foul. But anxious moments, Jimmy, for John Luckic.
Yes, I've been very impressed with Ian Allinson, the one who headed that there, but I'm afraid that at that stage he didn't know where he was. He ducked his head, it didn't hit his forehead, it hit the top of his head and might just as easily gone in the goal. But it was a good cross from Hughes, and Luckic stood up to the pressure a little bit there, and in the end they had to foul him to get their own way, which finally they didn't.
England under-21 international John Luckic from Chesterfield, the town which has produced so many Football League goalkeepers down the years. Moran scrapping with Woodcock. Moses has the ball and then was held back, it seemed. Free kick to United. Moran. Robson turned away from Davis and then was brought down by him. And the referee having a word with the Arsenal man. Quarter of an hour remaining to half-time. And United, good value for their one-goal lead. Kidman. Challenged by Ricks was illegal. Ricks feeling that he'd won the ball, which he did, but it was the manner in which he did so that upset referee Mills. And I think Ricks carried on his protest a little too long.
Well, he's annoyed because he didn't think it was a foul. I mean, it was a very wide and strange thing for Kidman to do, to backheel a ball as forcibly as that, and all he did is put his foot in and got a foul against him and a talking to for his trouble.
And United get a free kick. Lifted in towards Stapleton. Robson's behind him. Stapleton won it, but no real power behind the header. Top scorer last season, Frank Stapleton. Scored 19 goals for Manchester United. Not off the mark yet. Of course, this is his first full league game for 6 months, though he did play in the Milk Cup against Burnley. And there was a push then by Strachen on Ricks. Arsenal's free kick. Caton climbing high, it comes to O'Leary. And United almost making a hash of the clearance, and it's still not clear yet. And pushed through, and Allinson is onside and has scored. What a run he's having. His fourth goal in 4 matches after 32 minutes. Ian Allinson brings Arsenal level, and really United had so many chances to get the ball away, and finally it was poked through by Anderson. Allinson onside and kept his head well to find the corner of the net. And the former Colchester man in a position like that, with that left foot of his, does not miss and didn't. Manchester United won, Arsenal won. 13 minutes remaining in the first half, and Arsenal have recovered well from a difficult early period. But here's Hughes for Manchester United getting in behind Caton. Well, he got to the line, but carried the ball over it. Ian Allinson, by a technicality, was signed on a free transfer. It's alleged to have been a clerical error which enabled Arsenal to move in and get the man who played over 300 games in the lower divisions for Colchester. And what a good buy. Well, it wasn't a buy in a sense, but what a good signing he's proved to be. This is Sanson. The long ball aimed at Talbot. Moran's interception. Davis. Nicholas. Anderson. Olsen defending. Moses for Manchester United. Kidman. Looking for Stapleton. And it came off Caton, so it's a corner. Manchester United pushing their central defenders forward again. Really driven in towards Robson. And Luckic, by virtue of the fact that he's one of the biggest goalkeepers in the Football League at 6 feet 4 inches tall, able to tip over a header that might well have beaten smaller goalkeepers than he. Robson was brilliant. So that fine header by the United captain, almost bringing them a second, and Robson coming in again, but he didn't meet it this time. Moses did the dropping ball, though. Good play by Allinson. Nicholas. Woodcock on the left. Good play by Stapleton. This is Olsen. And onside, Strachen. And Robson's coming to meet him in the centre. And there he is, and he couldn't reach it. Well, the Arsenal defenders are angry with referee and linesman, feeling that Strachen was in an offside position when the ball was pushed through. And certainly from that angle, it looked as though they had a justifiable complaint. Robson arriving late again, but the ball agonisingly close.
I think that was poetic justice there, because I think Strachen just jumped the gun. He started just that fraction early, and the linesman was caught by it, and he allowed the run. And if a goal had resulted, I think they would have been justifiable cause for complaint. But poetic justice, the gods of football have had their way, and all's fair now.
Talbot for Arsenal. Nicholas just kept it in. Look for Woodcock, and what a fine header! Oh, a superb goal! 36 minutes gone, and Tony Woodcock gives Arsenal the lead with the most deft of headers. Nicholas did well to keep the ball in the first place and curled in a beautiful ball. And look at the direction of that header, though there have to be question marks against Gary Bailey, who perhaps dived a fraction too early. Nicholas flipping over the ball for Woodcock, who steered his header deliberately towards that corner. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 2. And from the setback of conceding a goal in the 5th minute, as Robson is caught offside there, Arsenal have come back in the most magnificent fashion. And Gary Bailey, it must have been difficult, of course, on this wet top, because the ball picks up pace and does all kinds of unusual things it wouldn't normally do. But Woodcock's header was a beauty. And here's Woodcock again. Beaten this time by Moran. It was the 7th goal of the season for Tony Woodcock, which now brings him equal with Brian Talbot, and keeps these supporters on the Stretford end quiet for a moment anyway. Holberston. Olsen. Forward by Moran. Hughes flick, and Robson set, or looked to set Olsen free, but it was well read by Arsenal. Talbot just calming things down. To Nicholas. Oh, beaten by Holberston. Here's Olsen. He was tripped by Anderson, and it was mighty close to the edge of the penalty area. Olsen's such a quick little player that when he tries to get away from a defender, as he did then, often, even if there was no deliberate intention, a trip results. And that's probably the case that Anderson will make to the referee, but it'll have no effect. It's a free kick anyway. Killed in. Caton away. It's a corner. Stapleton, Hagenmore and all in the box again. And the diving header clear by Davis. Kidman. This is Olsen for United. Challenged by Ricks. And the throw has gone Arsenal's way. It's 6 seasons since Arsenal last won here in the league. Well, they have had 3 goalless draws in that time. And they now find themselves conceding a throw unnecessarily. It was a foul throw by Anderson. Here's Olsen. Davis intercepted. Forward by Hogg. Caton's clearance. Allinson on to Nicholas. And a good ball. Ricks. Strachen ahead of him. Sansom on the overlap. Nicholas. Ricks again. And a good flick through, finding Nicholas, but he couldn't control it quick enough. A little over 5 minutes remaining in what's been an intriguing first half. Stapleton winning it in the air, but straight to Ricks. Here's Davis. Talbot takes over. He was a little fortunate to keep it. Ricks. Sansom. O'Leary. Davis. Olsen making it hard for him, and indeed was pulling the jersey of the Arsenal man. Talbot with the kick. Tommy Caton just arriving on the edge of the penalty area. And he's the target. And he wins it. But no power behind the looping header. Olsen. Looked a dangerous throw by Augustin, but Moran collects it. Kidman. United taking 1 or 2 unnecessary risks, surely. All credit to them, their football has been accurate. Moses. Stapleton, did he get a touch? Didn't matter anyway, Sansom intercepted. And Sansom will have to work hard here. And was fouled by Hughes. But again, the sheer determination of the United front men to make things uncomfortable for Arsenal's back four, forcing that situation. Hughes. Augustin. O'Leary clear. A little bit fortunate drop for Caton. This is Sansom. Three minutes remaining in the first half. Ricks for Arsenal, who lead by 2 goals to 1. Arsenal clearly intent on ensuring that they go in at the interval with that 2-1 lead. It's a big kick by Luckic. Moreland's header, Ricks onto it. This is Nicholas and Davis. Anderson, Olsen intercepted. It's an Arsenal throw. Less than 2 minutes remaining to half-time. Ron Atkinson's view. Moses doing well. Holberston forward, but it's a little bit clumsy. Sansom onto it, and Ricks. But look how quickly Robson moved across to cover the danger. And finds Stapleton with a superb ball. And still is there to play it forward to Hughes, who gets a free kick. But Brian Robson showing just why he is rated so highly in that moment. It was his interception, and he was still in a position to play the through ball. Less than a minute remaining. Moses for United. We've seen a 1-goal lead turn into a 2-1 deficit, and who concede the free kick to Strachen. Another enormous kick from Luckic. Woodcock. That's the end of a very, very interesting first half. John Howe must be pleased with the application his side showed in recovering from that early setback. Allinson set them on the way with an equalising goal after Robson had given United that 5th-minute lead. And Tony Woodcock completing Arsenal's revival with a second goal. No wonder he smiles with Charlie Nicholas as he leaves the field, because he and his Arsenal teammates can well afford to smile at that half-time score. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 2, and what a very good game of football it's been so far.
Despite the rain, it's still raining in Manchester. There are a few smiles about the place. Alongside me, Bobby Robson, the England team manager. This is one of the nights when it's pleasant to be the manager. No pressure, Bob, and a good game of football you're looking at.
A very good game of football. The first half was actually in 2 periods, really. Manchester United got off to a cracking start, good set play. They tested the Arsenal defence with a short corner in the first place, swung the long ball over. Mark Hughes, who I think's had a very good first half, lurked in a faraway position, didn't he? Headed a good ball back, and Robson came in for the kill. And for half an hour, it looked as though they were. It's never convincingly comfortable at 1-0, but they did look as though they were going to go on and perhaps
swamp Arsenal.
That's
maybe.
right, in the first half. But the last quarter now, I mean, there's been a dramatic turn of events.
2 goals?
Well, Arsenal's equaliser was really out of nothing, and Robson just missed a tackle, and the ball got skimmed on through, and Anderson made played a little ball just behind the Arsenal defence, and Alisson took it rather comfortably, really. He's done very well in that respect, Alisson.
Well, indeed he has, and we've got a chance now, really, and for those of you who may have missed the goals, coming in late from work or some other reason, let's have a look at those goals now from the first half.
Cleared everyone, nodded back. Hogg couldn't control it quickly enough. The shot through, and it's in! Robson has scored with only 5 minutes gone. What a start for Luckic, but the Stretford end will feel no sympathy at all for Arsenal's standing goalkeeper. It was Strachen's flighted corner that started the problems. A lovely little nod back there by Moreland. Hogg couldn't control it, but Robson could, and the left foot shot finding the corner of the net, possibly off an Arsenal defender. Caton climbing high, it comes to O'Leary. And United almost making a hash of the clearance, and it's still not clear yet. And pushed through, and Allinson is onside and has scored. What a run he's having. His 4th goal in 4 matches after 32 minutes. Ian Allinson brings Arsenal level, and really United had so many chances to get the ball away, and finally it was poked through by Anderson. Allinson onside and kept his head well to find the corner of the net. Talbot for Arsenal. Nicholas just kept it in. Look for Woodcock, and what a fine header! Oh, a superb goal! 36 minutes gone, and Tony Woodcock gives Arsenal the lead with the most deft of headers. Nicholas did well to keep the ball in the first place and curled in a beautiful ball. And look at the direction of that header, though there have to be question marks against Gary Bailey.
Well, fascinating sitting and watching those goals again. It's amazing how much you learn each time you look at them. I'm always amazed when people tell me that they see everything in a game of football. The more you look, the more you see these days. But let's now see some other goals. In fact, the result of the Goal of the Month competition and tonight's news from Bob Wilson.
Well, the club most interested in tonight's result is Everton, because should Arsenal lose, they could go top for the first time in 9 years by beating Leicester tomorrow. Everton hope to have Kevin Sheedy back after missing the midweek Milk Cup win over Manchester United with a groin strain. Glenn Hoddle, who's suspended from Spurs' UEFA Cup tie with Bruges next week, has been left out of the side to play West Bromwich Albion tomorrow. Mike Hazard takes Hoddle's place in midfield. West Ham should have Paul Goddard back after stomach trouble there at Aston Villa, who in turn recall French international Didier Cisse in place of teenager Tony Dorigo. Liverpool's woes continue. Gary Gillespie has flu and misses the trip to bottom-of-the-table Stoke, for whom 36-year-old Joe Corrigan makes his debut in goal. Joe's on a month's loan from Brighton. Stoke hope the midfield pairing of Sammy McIlroy and Alan Hudson for the first time in 2 months will spark a revival. Now, the result of the October Goal of the Month competition, the winning goal coming up in a moment, but first the correct order chosen by our panel. It was B, D, G, which means that the pick of the bunch was that wonderful effort by Everton's Graham Sharp, which decided the recent Merseyside derby at Anfield.
Reed, Stevens, looking for Sharp, and he got behind Lawrence, and there did Sharp! What a fantastic goal! An unbelievable finish from Graham Sharp.
And here's the first postcard picked out of the sack with the correct winning order of BDG. The sender, Mr. Norman Friend of Sandwich in Kent. Congratulations, Mr. Friend. Your prize of £100 worth of premium bonds will be on its way shortly. Hope you'll...
Because they're the men he's going to have to compete with, the Arsenal players coming out of the tunnel, talking to each other. You know only too well, and I know, trying to encourage each other to find that bit of magic as a team that's going to bring them back into the game. Well, and they're United following out with the England captain and his colleagues. So let's join Alan Parry.
Manchester United actually took maximum points from Arsenal last season. They won 4-0 here and 3-2 at Highbury. And the United faithful, I think at the moment, would settle for 1 point the way the last 20 minutes of that half went. Of course, a team with Manchester United's ambitions dare not settle for 1 point in any home game. Tony Woodcock and Ian Allinson, the two Arsenal goal scorers, will start the second half. And Ron Atkinson's comment to our reporter Tony Gubber as United left the field was, our players have got to learn how to defend. And I'm sure he emphasised that, perhaps in rather harsher words, when he got back to the dressing room. Arsenal attacking then from left to right with a 2-1 lead. This is Alveston. Hughes. Seems to be tripped by Talbot, and the free kick has been given. Very mobile and very strong and determined player, Mark Hughes, who was 21 yesterday. Robson. Looked for Stapleton, but overhit the cross. Kidman miskicking. A smile on his face, but I don't think Ron Atkinson will share the joke. Especially if something comes of this Arsenal throw. Ricks. And the linesman flagged then. It couldn't have been offside. I presume he saw that Woodcock maybe had pushed the defender behind him. Hughes. Davis intercepts. This is Woodcock. Moran with him. Ricks. Sansom. Good-looking ball. Wilson was ready, but Olsen breaks. Caton intercepted. And Ricks strangely turning away from the United goal back towards his own. And Arsenal making sure that the half-time lead is preserved anyway in the opening exchanges of the second half. Hogg missed it. Alveston was behind him. Olsen. Alveston in support. Talbot sliding tackle. Perfect night for those. Hogg. Look for Stapleton. Sansom missing it. Strachen's in there with it. And pokes it home. With only 3 minutes of the second half gone. Manchester United draw level. And if Ron Atkinson was unhappy about the way his team defended in the first half, then Don Howe will be even more angry about this piece of defending. Kenny Sansom caught on the hop, but Strachen did so well to poke the ball into what was a tiny space and then into the net. Stapleton missing the ball. It came off Caton and then spinning away. It was Ricks in there, and the ball tucked away beautifully by Strachen to bring us level to 2-2. Sansom. Ricks. Furious challenge by Robson. Here's Hughes. Strachen in support down the right. Look for Stapleton in the centre, and it nearly reached him as the defender slipped. Anderson back to cover. And Strachen has made an immediate impact on this second half with a goal and that cross which might well have produced another. And the difficult conditions for defenders beginning to tell as the rain continues to fall. So, a match that's living up to its billing between two of the top teams in the division. And United have scored early goals in both halves. This is Ricks. And offside. Well, long before he placed the ball in the net, Talbot was offside. But Jimmy, a half that started as dramatically as the first did.
Yes, and I'm sure the game's not finished for excitement yet. The wet pitch that we talked about at the start does really provide entertaining football, but it was interesting to see that how that came about. Graham Ricks there, very disappointed in the way he allowed himself to be thrust off the ball. Strachen showed far more determination in pushing him than his opponent, and at the end of the day, that told. Lower point of balance, more thrust, and a goal chance.
Ricks getting it away this time. Robson finding Gidman. Davis, and it comes to Moses. Alveston on the left. Hughes climbing well, but Sansom's header finding Ricks. And a good challenge by Moran. Here's Ricks. Talbot has made a fine run into the penalty area here, but Hogg read the situation well and found Olsen. Robson. Kidman. And again. But this time, United give the ball away. And still, as you can see, the heavy rain continues to fall. John Luckic waving his players upfield for the kick. But to no good effect, straight out of play, it's a United throw. Caton climbing higher than Stapleton. And the United player gets away from his marker, but just failed to keep it in play. Supporters always feel they had a better view, but Trelford Mills was very close to see that ball cross the line. Off the head of Moran, nearly dropped for Allinson. Albiston defending well. Kidman. Completely over the head of Stapleton, and Caton clearing a difficult ball well. Davis. Moses bit in quickly, and Strachen. Hughes to his right. Robson's there too. And no power behind the shot. Luckic able to go down well to save. Strachen leading that charge by Manchester United. Davis. Ricks to Sansom. Woodcock. Ricks couldn't keep it in play. Stapleton, Kidman. A good ball by Moses to Stapleton. We saw Hughes spinning away and finds him. And still Hughes. What great determination! And it nearly paid off with a goal. Hughes had one thought and one thought only as the ball was clipped through to him then, and that was to try for a goal. He held off the defender, having chested the ball down well, and the shot was very close. Clearance reaching Robson. Kidman wasn't sure which way to go, and a nice layoff by Stapleton to Strachen. O'Leary's pace impressive again, although Hughes made sure he had to fight hard. Ten minutes gone in the second half, and we're level at 2-2. Ricks for Arsenal. Robson intercepted. Strachen comes to Kidman. Stapleton. Sansom very tight to him. This is Kidman. Back it goes to Hogg. And Arsenal have everyone back behind the ball. But that fine ball still sets Albiston free. Olsen. He went all the way, and Hughes, and how did the goalkeeper keep that out? Luckic making a double save in the most difficult of circumstances. The final shot by Hughes, and Luckic must have kept out two shots that he could hardly have seen. Kidman's throw. Hughes got clear. Well, he's aggressive in the best possible way, Hughes, and his aggression almost unhinged Arsenal once again. But how well John Luckic did. Olsen was the man who started the mayhem. Luckic misfielding that, but twice from close range he stopped the shots that came at him. Hasn't played in the first team since April in a 1-1 draw at Birmingham, when he had a run of 4 matches in Arsenal's first team. Here's Gidman. Stapleton. And the referee had whistled for the foul. United's free kick. Gidman. Beaten Ricks, but not Sansom. Free kick has been given anyway for the challenge on Gidman. Offside. Went over Hogshead and Moran's too. Woodcock doing well, but Moran stuck to his job, even though Arsenal get something out of it. Robson. Hughes. Caton's challenge. Tried to find Robson, but Arsenal win it back. Not for long. Gidman for United. Strachen takes over. Olsen back to Strachen, and it comes to him off Alinson, and Strachen, yes! And Strachen gets his second goal of the match, and his second goal of the half, and Manchester United are back in front. And Strachen, it was who'd begun the move. Olsen back to him. Alinson was unlucky, it came off him. But Strachen's finishing was superb. So it looked, as the ball was played through, as though it was Ricks who got that final touch, laying it into the path of Strachen. So Ricks will be particularly unhappy with the way this second half has gone for him and for Arsenal. It's a free kick. And Strachen now has 8 goals in his first couple of months here. And the introduction of the new signings really have transformed this Manchester United Championship challenge. But Arsenal will try to hit back again in a game that is swayed one way and then another. Oh, a cheeky free kick by Talbot. Robson hooks it clear. Sanson's made a good run towards the penalty area, but it was well spotted. And a fine ball too by Robson to Hughes. Olsen's totally unmarked in the centre. Here's Davis. Knows his challenge. O'Leary clear. Talbot. And it goes towards Alinson, and Bailey had to come all the way and made sure that the ball was well out of danger. Davis. This is O'Leary. Alberston's interception. And Manchester United playing some of their best football now. Olsen. Davis worked hard, but still Olsen. And still. And the deflection in the end. Caton able to clear. Foul for the trip on Charlie Nicholas. Caton's kick. Allinson was the target. Olveston clear, and Robson sweeping up. And United looking confident, adventurous, and neat in defence. And it's Strachen's 2 goals in this half which have turned the deficit into a lead. Caton chasing under pressure from Hughes.
One of the good things about the game is it's never been a game that's been locked in midfield. Typically end-to-end stuff, and even more now at this stage of the game. It's going just from one end to the other, almost like 20 years ago. There hasn't been a war of midfield attrition at any time during the game, which is one of the things that's made it so interesting. I could almost report, not that the rain has stopped, but it's a little lighter, shall we say.
There can't be very much more left. Talbot. O'Leary, and Robson's challenge made it hard for O'Leary, and again for Talbot. And Manchester United's aggression has won them the ball back again. Here's Hughes, who just took his eye off the ball, but Moses is still there. And it comes to Olveston, and Luckic stood up to make the save. But Robson it was, whose determination and tackling skills earned that situation for United. Kidman, on by Moses, Ricks in there with Davis. Moran miskicked. Davis. The free kick given, a foul by Woodcock on Moran. Good header by Caton. Gidman. He held off the challenge from Nicholas and the second one from Ricks. Stapleton. Well, Frank Stapleton clearly will take time to readjust to the pace of First Division football after so long out.
I watched him.
Pace has been something.
Yes, it has tonight. And I watched Frank in that last Republic of Ireland game, and the one in which they lost. And he was never the fastest player in the world. If he had been, I think he'd have been the most lethal centre-forward that we've seen in the last 30 years. But he is taking time to recover. He's had plenty of training, there's no question about that, but he's taking time to find the match pace.
Moran's defensive header, back by Sansom. Strachen picks it up. Here's Stapleton. And there was a hesitation then as Robson tried to delay, thinking that Strachen was offside, and indeed he was. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Manchester United lead by 3 goals to 2. Gidman. Sansom gives away the throw. Everyone missed it. Nicholas forward. But Moran has had a good game. This is Olveston with Olsen outside him. And it's an Arsenal throw. Talbot. Sansom under pressure from Stapleton. Turned forward by Anderson, but the interception. Hughes forward. Too far, though. Hugh came to meet it. And Robson. It's an Arsenal throw. Arsenal certainly in an attacking sense, not as impressive in this half, but that is to take credit away from Manchester United, who have been particularly impressive, as Olsen was brought down there. A very determined attitude United came out with in the second half, and it's paid dividends with 2 goals. And this looks dangerous too. Olsen. Beats Anderson and Davis beautifully, but the cross headed clear by by Sanson rather. Strachen, Davis in there again. Clear by Ricks to Woodcock. Nicholas. And Ricks fails to keep it in play. And certainly, Jimmy, Charlie Nicholas's impact doesn't seem to have been as great as perhaps Arsenal would have wished tonight.
No, in fact, they pushed him forward in the second half, and those who accused Don Howe of being a defensive manager and Arsenal defensive side, they perhaps suffered a bit because of that, because they pushed him up behind the front strikers when the score was 2-2, and I think that's one of the reasons why United found the extra man over at the end of the day from midfield to create those goal chances. Arsenal were being constructive and attacking, either by accident or design, and especially now, Charlie's hanging up there, looking to find a way to create the equaliser, but it will give United the opportunity to counter-attack and perhaps make the game safe for themselves.
Moran for Manchester United, who lead by 3-2. Stapleton's header. Robson down to Strachen. Free kick given. A foul by Strachen on Ricks. Talbot's header forward. Bailey able to come to collect with ease. And you've seen Olsen wide on the left, and it's a great throw by the United goalkeeper to find him. And Hughes and Strachen are streaming forward, and it comes to Strachen. Couldn't keep it in play, and couldn't even keep himself on the pitch. But really, it was the throw by Gary Bailey which led to that attack. Strachen running onto the through ball from Olsen after the other goalkeeper, Bailey, had started the attack. Stapleton. Anderson's header. Hogg won it. This is Hughes, unlucky. Hayton finding Allinson. 20 minutes to go. And the ball had crossed the line for an Arsenal throw. Davis under pressure. And the pressure, according to the referee, was translated by a foul by Robson. Hayton with the free kick. Anderson is on the right. It was well run though by Robson. Olsen couldn't keep it in play. United have played so much better this half. Hogg forward. It drops to Stapleton. Hughes is with him. Olsen's arriving very quickly. So too is Strachen on the right. And there's Kidman outside him. And Gidman straight across the face of goal. It was a hard and dangerous cross. But the fluency of Manchester United's attacking play perfectly demonstrated then. Moran up well, but it drops straight to Sansom. Davies forward, Sansom's into a good position here and got between defender and goalkeeper, and Bailey doing well to be so decisive when it mattered. The rain, as you can see, still falling heavily, and in view of that, another remarkable Old Trafford attendance. 33,000 here tonight. Gidman, but Strachen was yards offside. The linesman has flagged offside against Woodcock. Nicholas. Good challenge, and what a fine ball too. Olsen. Hughes is with him to his right, Stapleton supporting him, and the tackle by Anderson taking the ball away for a corner. And Gidman's fine challenge and through ball, setting United swiftly forward again. Corner taken short. And there could still be danger. It's driven in hard and low and came off Anderson. Luckic certainly can feel aggrieved, but will be a little more pleased when he looks up and realises it's a free kick. O'Leary. Strachen. United getting so many players forward now. Gidman is one of them here. Creighton dived in. Gidman held off well. And Davies happy to head behind. And Gidman's strong runs down the right have been an important feature of United's play, as Arsenal choose this moment to try to make a substitution anyway. The young defender Tony Adams, who came on against Oxford on Wednesday, replaces the captain Graham Ricks, who had an unhappy part to play in a couple of the incidents which led to United's goals in this half. Quarter of an hour to go. Adams immediately takes his place in the goal mouth for the corner, and immediately will have to take up a defensive position again. Once again, Arsenal finding the pressure getting greater, and Adams' first header means it's another corner. Luckic came from a difficult position and did well, and that's 4 successive corners that United have forced. Being watched by Anderson. Stapleton's on the near post. And the referee saw in that crowded goalmouth an infringement by the United man Warren. It's a free kick.
That young man, Tony Adams, I saw him the other evening at Oxford. He came on there in a bad period in the game. He's only 18 years of age. He's an England youth international. You can see that he's come on to do a job of work. He's got just the right attitude. He's beautifully balanced for a tall lad, and I think there's a player of the future, if he hasn't got quite a job to do tonight, to pull Arsenal round and find a way of inspiring them again from the back to get back that one goal deficit.
Adams, as you can see, has gone into defensive position, which means that David O'Leary has been pushed forward into midfield as he was at Oxford, and Charlie Nicholas has gone even further forward now as Woodcock, the furthest Arsenal man forward then, is found in an offside position. O'Leary now in midfield. Anderson's header. Olbiston. Free kick given for the foul by Hughes on Caton. Sanson's free kick. Woodcock up well. Albiston's tackle, winning the ball. Now Davis. Sanson took his eye off it for a moment, and Stapleton crept in. Robson's up there with him. And still Robson. And he squares in. It must be, and it is. Hughes, the scorer. 79 minutes gone. And Hughes' 9th goal of the season will surely now put Manchester United into an unassailable position. Sanson caught out in the middle of the field. Stapleton pushing it forward. And look how strong Robson was, because as he was challenged there, he kept his feet and kept the ball and made it easy for Hughes to sweep it in. Mark Hughes scoring United's 4th and their 3rd of this second half. Manchester United 4, Arsenal 2. And what's been a very testing week for Arsenal looks as though it could turn into their 3rd defeat. But wait, here's Talbot. And the shot was not that far behind. Jimmy.
There, that seems to wrap the game up, but there's still, what, another 10 minutes or so to go. It shows the value of physical strength, really, there. Robson winning the tussle with Caton. Some people write to me and say we never see the old-fashioned shoulder charge. Well, we've seen a couple tonight that have both come out in United's favour and resulted in goals. One from Strachen and one there from Robson. Perfectly fair, 2 players challenging for the ball. The one that wins it has reaped the dividend of a goal.
As Gitman has to work hard to prevent Allinson making progress, and in fact, in doing so, has inadvertently given Arsenal a corner. 10 minutes to go, and Arsenal clearly will throw everyone forward now. They're 4-2 down. And they've got to get something back quickly. And Adams, the big man, came in, but it was a fine header clear by Robson. And Strachen. And United breaking so quickly again. Olsen's up there. But of all people, it was Charlie Nicholas back to defend well. Sanson taking no risks this time. Strachen and Gidman have combined well down United's right tonight. Caton's header. This is Anderson. Look for Nicholas in the centre. Moran met it. And United have been so neat defensively. in this half anyway. Arsenal have really not had a look in this second half. This is Stapleton for Manchester United. They lead by 4 goals to 2. Robson, dispossessed by Talbot. Albiston's tackle. And Talbot exemplifying the spirit that Don Howe would wish from Arsenal at the moment. But as long as there's time left on the clock, they must keep trying. Though the position looks beyond them. Davis's header. It's a free kick. Foul by Hogg on Woodcock. Stapleton back to clear. No, it was won again by Davis. Looked a dangerous ball by Moses. Straight to Woodcock. O'Leary's up there with him. This is O'Leary. Davis. And the shot beaten away. Sansom. Three United players between Sansom and the goal. And Moses was determined to make sure that he was one of them. Woodcock laying it off. It comes to Allinson. But it really fell to his wrong foot because Allinson essentially a left-footed player. And that right-footed shot wide of target. Caton, but he was being barged by Stapleton as they climbed for that high ball. Moses. Here's Strachen. Saw Albiston making ground on the left. Well, again, the wet surface as much as anything, denying Albiston the opportunity to move forward effectively. Davis. Well, a little bit too tight for him. And Moses breaks again, and United once more have plenty forward, but the ball given away. Davis. This is Adams. And Hughes must be such a handful for defenders. The long ball by Anderson, tried to pick out Talbot. Moses for United, and Olsen. Robson. United playing their way out of danger again and turning it into an attack. But Adams with the clearance. On by O'Leary. Robson forward once more to Hughes. Caton kicking away at him, and eventually the ball dropped to his feet. Here's Nicholas. Allinson is free on the left, and this is Woodcock. And disappointing end to what, for a moment, looked a promising Arsenal move. And with a little less than 5 minutes to go, Arsenal will surely have to settle for another defeat. They lost at West Ham last Saturday, then at Oxford in the Milk Cup. And this disappointing week for them seems to be ending with a third defeat. United, of course, had lost their 2 previous games this week, both against Everton in the League and the Milk Cup. But they have bounced back in the more impressive style. Though it has been a game which has ebbed and flowed. The second half, though, I feel sure everyone will agree, has belonged almost entirely to United. Kidman, forward by Moura. Adams won it. Nicholas letting it through to Woodcock. Here's O'Leary. And conditions. It can't have been an easy ball as O'Leary shot along the ground, but Bailey fielded it well. Olsen dumped to the ground, but play continues as United are in possession with Stapleton. And Olsen is forward and just offside. But Manchester United attacking speed, pulling the Arsenal defence all over the place then. Here's Alisson though at the other end, looking for Woodcock, who was offside. Moses for Manchester United. Robson. And this is Howe. Anderson's interception, but there's no Arsenal player forward and able to make use of it. Hughes the target, but Caton spotted it. Here's Talbot. Shout of handball from the supporters on that side, but not given. Adams. Strachen. This is Hughes. On to Gidman, but he couldn't quite control it. Davis could. But Arsenal have been very disappointing since the break. Olbiston. 2 minutes of the match to go. United 4-2 in the lead, but Olsen is offside. He's run in a free roll across the forward line in this second half, and that, as much as anything, has unhinged Arsenal's defensive plan. Oh, Hogg totally missed the clearance. And we're now into the final minute of normal time. And Manchester United's return from 2 bruising defeats against Everton looks to be complete, whereas Arsenal's problems will continue. Davis. Given away to Robson. He has Olsen on the left and Stapleton. And it was only the intervention of Anderson that stopped United finishing the match in impressive style with another goal. Here's Adams. It's the willingness right through this game of United's front men to harry defenders when in possession that has been such an important part in what looks now to be United's win. We're into time added on for stoppages as Moses wins it, but Woodcock for Arsenal. Moses wins it back. Stapleton. And now Robson. And again United getting players forward from the back. Olbiston giving it away though. It's been a thoroughly impressive performance by the home team in the second half. 6 goals, near misses, a lot of good football, a game that has ebbed and flowed with the lead changing hands more than once. But in the end, I feel Brian Robson, the captain of Manchester United, one of the inspirations behind a well-deserved victory. Manchester United winning by 4 goals to 2, and certainly on their performance in the second half, a well-deserved 3 points for them.
Right, well, here we are at the end of a marvellous game. All confusion and excitement here, Bob. It was wonderful, wasn't it?
It was a terrific game. Great advert for the game. Great credit to the players. Not a sinister foul all night. Great attacking play. Mistakes, got punished for it. A superb victory by Manchester United.
You look a really happy man here.
Well, I said at half-time that I felt for the first half hour Manchester United would come out and they would play very determinedly. They pressed the situation, got their foot in, won the ball, knocked it forward, supported it, and got amongst the goals. And they made things happen, and on that basis, they deserve to win.
Well, a fair result by your standards and mine too. Let's have a look at the league table now and see how it stands tonight. There's Arsenal still on top, despite the loss, just 2 points ahead of United, of course, with the other games to come up tomorrow. So, a marvellous game produced on a rainy night in Manchester, and these were the goals that garnished that occasion. Good night.
Cleared everyone, nodded back. Hogg couldn't control it quickly enough. The shot through and it's in! Robson has scored with only 5 minutes gone. Caton climbing high. It comes to O'Leary. And United almost making a hash of the clearance, and it's still not clear yet. And pushed through, and Allinson is onside and has scored. Talbot for Arsenal. Nicholas just kept it in. Look for Woodcock, and what a fine header! Oh, a superb goal! Look for Stapleton, Sansom missing it, Strachen's in there with it, and pokes it home. With only 3 minutes of the second half gone. Olsen. Back to Strachen, and it comes to him off Allinson, and Strachen! Yes! Sansom took his eye off it for a moment, and Stapleton crept in. Robson's up there with him. And still Robson. And he squares in, it must be, and it is. Hughes the scorer. 79 minutes gone. And Hughes' 9th goal of the season will surely now put Manchester United into an unassailable position. Sansom caught out in the middle of the field. Stapleton pushing it forward. And look how strong Robson was, because as he was challenged there, he kept his feet and kept the ball and made it easy for Hughes to sweep it in.